Singapore is a city-state in Southeast Asia. It is known as one of the best cities in the world. But what makes Singapore more special is its educational system, which belongs to the most highly regarded education system in the world. Let's get to know more what's inside the educational system of Singapore and their educational technology.
Here at Christine TV.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Christine TV. Vanakkam. It means hello in Tamil, which is one of the main languages in Singapore. You know why I'm using this language? Because, I've invited several guests from Singapore and we will talk about the educational system and the educational technology used in Singapore. So, we are so very lucky today to have our first guest. She's from Singapore and she's a student in Singapore International School. So, let's welcome Avana Josh. Oh, so Avana, how's your stay here in the Philippines? Welcome to the Philippines.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
So, may I ask you lang something? How does the educational system in Singapore works? You've known that Singapore has the most qualified or it is highly regarded educational system in the world.
You know what? We learn how to use coding to solve problems.
Coding,
Yes. And
math.
also we learn how to program various robots. Yes.
So, Avana, how do you find learning in Singapore? Because here in the Philippines, some of the students find learning so boring.
We are finding that our learning is very authentic and therefore there is an element of fun and discovery. And we are curious about a lot of things.
So thank you very much, Avana, for being with us today. A while ago, we saw Miss Avana Josh, and she have shared to us how are students doing there in Singapore. So now, another guest from Singapore, we've invited Miss Myra Chan, the Secretary of the Department of Education in Singapore. Good morning, Ma'am Myra.
Good morning, Tia.
Ma'am Myra, Singapore is well known to be highly regarded in the educational system because they are using technology and they are integrating technology in the educational system. So, Ma'am Myra, what has technology done in the educational system of Singapore?
Okay, technology has done a lot in our educational system, and one of which is a collaborative learning. And in collaborative learning, we have found higher engagement and higher motivation.
I wish that here in the Philippines, students are really more engaged and really are motivated to learn. We know today that students are really exposed to technology. So, what has technology done to the students nowadays?
You know that our students of today are living in a digital world where they are confronted with a range of different types of texts, and we want to help our students to be critical and discerning readers.
And so, Ma'am Myra, technology is really a big help to the students.
Yes, it is true, Ian.
Ma'am Myra, aside from collaborative learning, what else has technology done in the educational system of Singapore?
Another thing is a computer. Computer is not a replacement for teachers. But at the end of the day, the goal is for technology to aid teachers, not replace them.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Myra, for being with us today. So, that's it for the Secretary of the Department of Education. And to add more things, we've invited our third guest. He's an expert of information technology and is a professor in the Singapore International School. So let us all welcome Professor Pelitan. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Christine.
So what can you add more about technology giving impact to the educational system of Singapore?
We as professors, we hone the skills for the future of our students. It is a part of our efforts to equip students with innovation and problem-solving skills for the future.
In terms of our students, our learners, one of the characteristics characteristics of the 21st century learners is being cynical. Like, they want their ideas to be realistic. So, what can you say about that?
Well, realism is very important. Realism enables people thinking to go in different directions. And I have seen test beds in other universities, which are nowhere like this. They're about 50 times smaller than this.
Being realistic is really an advantage for the learners. What specific outcomes are you expecting from them?
Christine, when the students go out of the university, when they graduate, they will be immersed in technology all over. We want them to feel comfortable with that technology, and one way to do that is to immerse them in technology, right here in the university, and that's what we are trying to do.
Wow, Singapore is really helping these students to be exposed to technology and use them. So thank you very much, Mr. Kelly. So what can you say to the students or to the teachers?
As a professor, we want our students to be creative and innovative, and that can only be achieved if we have the right pedagogy. So our pedagogy will be quite different, so we can achieve this goal.
Thank you very much, Professor Kelly. So here with us today, she's an expert really in terms of the educational technology and the educational system. So let us welcome now the principal of the Singapore International School, Miss Raquel Chen. Good morning, Ma'am Raquel.
Good morning, Christine.
Our previous guests have shared that technology helped in collaborative learning and in honing the skills of the students. And they also pointed out that technology does not replace the teachers. So, Ma'am Raquel, how equipped are your teachers in Singapore?
Every educator should know that they play a vital role in adopting ICT in the classroom. Once they were able to show that ICT can benefit the students and it will also benefit them, then they were convinced to start trying step by step. It is also a constant challenge for teachers to find time to undergo training given their or despite of their heavy workload. And as a principal, I hold mentoring sessions within the school timetable so that it will be easier for them. In a way, it's not really about finding extra time because the time is provided for us.
They are so very lucky to have you as their leader, Ma'am Raquel. Thank you very much for being with us today. We have learned so many things today about the educational system and the educational technology of Singapore. So one thing that is important that we should all know, that the teachers and the learners should know, is that we should not use very passive way of learning. We should use also technology in an active way, or we will use it in a very good way so that we can help in bringing our educational system in high standards. So thank you very much for being with us today here at Christine TV.